I'm pretty sure no one I know knows about this account, and if they do, then oh well, whatever. I just I just figured that I would just decide to make a real talk type video about depression. I have major depression. I've had it for over 10 years. Um, and it sucks. I mean, at some point you're used to it, but at the same time you're not. Mine, I don't know anybody with my type. Because I don't really have any friends. I have friends, but they are long distance, and I only talk to them through text, and I just feel very disconnected from everything and everyone. I've felt this way for a long time. I didn't get super disconnected until 2 years ago. Well, 2.5 years ago, when I lost somebody very close to me to suicide. It was extremely traumatic because I was the one who found them. And I was a mess. I'm still a mess. I'm on medication, but I. I mean, I don't really feel anything a lot of the time. Like, I'm numb. I don't feel emotions like regular people. Every once in a while, after being numb for a few months or whatever, I get all the feelings, like all of them at one point, all at the same time. And it's overwhelming because it's like you don't feel these things for a long time and you get used to not feeling things. And then you feel everything that you forgot you felt. And sometimes it lasts for a day, sometimes it lasts for weeks. I'm recovering from one of those kind of episodes, I guess you could say. Like, I had a panic attack. It was just awful. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like somebody just had my heart and they were just crushing it in their hands, just like squeezing it tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's like when you feel like all the air is sucked out of you, I can't really describe it. It's not fun. And then I go back to being numb, which, after this last time, I actually don't care if I were numb for the rest of my life. Like, feelings suck. I'd rather not feel anything than feel everything at once. Like, and people don't seem to understand. Like, since I don't really have any friends, I can't really talk to anybody or whatever. And talking to people on the internet is kind of just, you don't get the same connection you would have talking in person to someone that knows you and knows your situation. And people who have never had depression or had it for a short period of time, they don't get it. They think you could just use all these quick fix tips like, oh, go to the gym, do yoga, drink tea, do this, do that, all these things. And it's like, you can't cure depression, especially chronic depression. You can do things to manage, I guess, but people think you can just fix your life by doing these few things, and that's not how it works. Some people, not me, but people find a way to function while feeling this way, while feeling dead inside, while having trouble sleeping, having nightmares all the time. Like, I don't know how they do it. Because me, my nightmares are awful, and I have them often, and I have sleep paralysis sometimes, and if you've never had sleep paralysis, it's terrifying. Like, think of the most terrifying thing you've ever had in your life, and then magnify it by, like, 1,000. It's awful. Like, it lasts, I guess, a short period of time, but it feels like you're locked in it forever. So it's like, no one gets it. No one I know gets it. And they are always like, why are you acting this way? Why don't you know what you want to do? Why can't you make up your mind? Whatever. It's just like, when you have no interest in anything, how the fuck are you supposed to give someone an answer? And then when you just say, like, I have depression or whatever, even though they know you have it, they know. They've seen little bits of, how you are, and they still think that you need to be normal, that you need to get over it. And there's nothing more annoying and infuriating than somebody saying, oh, you're still depressed or you still feel that way. Like, you're gonna have to learn how to live in the real world. It's just like, I am living in the real world, and my real world is a personal hell. A fucking personal hell that I cannot get out of. Just having insomnia, I've had insomnia for as long as I've had depression, and it's not fun. I take medication to sleep, but the thing is, I can't, like, it leaves me really drowsy, so if I have to go somewhere the next day, I have to, like, cut down my dosage, like, cut the pill or whatever. And then I do that, and then I can't stay asleep. Like, it's not enough, but if I were to take a little more than that, then I'd be knocked out, I'd be so tired, I wouldn't be able to get up, and not being able to get up on top of not wanting to get up, not wanting to move, not wanting to get out of your bed, it's just, it's a clusterfuck of annoyance. I just feel hopeless. I've felt this way for a long time, but it's more now. Like, I haven't had a job in over 2 years, and last time I had a job, I got fired from it because I was hospitalized for attempted suicide. And when I got back, they expected me to go into work the next day, even though I told them the situation. I gave them a written slip of my time spent in the hospital, and they fired me. And I went home, and I had a panic attack. It was just a mess. It's like, I didn't want to be alive, and then I find out that I don't even have a job to go back to. It's like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? And so since then, it's like, I mean, I had somebody, to be close to, someone who became my best friend, and kind of had a relationship. It was unofficial, but basically we're boyfriend and girlfriend, like, whatever. And then he killed himself, and I just spiraled. It was a mess, a complete mess. Like, after it happened, I couldn't sleep for like 3 days straight. And anybody who, depression or not, anybody who runs on like days and days of not sleeping, they know what happens. Like, you start seeing things, you start hearing things, you don't feel right. Sometimes you feel like you're not even in your own body, and like, those 3 days were awful. Awful. And sometimes I still get triggered, by certain things, like when Robin Williams killed himself and I was reading about that stuff, I had the most awful panic attack ever. Because it's like, reading the details of someone's like tragic death that they did themselves, it's no words can describe it. I mean, unless you are very knowledgeable about that stuff, you're not going to get it. And it's just, like, I kind of got off topic about the whole job thing. Yeah, it's like, after like a year or so, I, made sad attempts of getting a job, like when places applied, and it's just like, nobody wants to hire me. And you can't just put on an application, oh, I have depression, I might not be able to show up on time most days, I don't want to get out of bed, I want this job, I need money, but, I can't fit your standards, will you hire me? Fuck no, they're not gonna hire you. It's like, I can't write all that, and, like, you can't really say that in an interview, so it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I don't even care at this point. Like, I didn't care before, but now, like, with no feelings, really, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I really want money, but seems like I'm never gonna get a job, so I guess I'm gonna be broke forever. Friendless, depressed, broke. My life is just fantastic. Really. And on top of, my whole personal situation, I have a mom who is basically verbally abusive. Like, she will yell at me for any little thing, something that has nothing to do with me. Like, she had, like, something happened at work or whatever, and she'll yell at me. And I'm like, this isn't my fault. I didn't do this. Why the fuck are you yelling at me? And it's like, she's done this, like, all my teenage years until now. I'm 24. But after my hospital stay, for like a year, she didn't do it. Like, she kind of walked on eggshells around me. She didn't really yell at me. She didn't bitch at me. She didn't do any of that stuff. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just starts. And she just does it. And it's like, I've gotten to the point where I just completely lose my cool with her. I'm just like, can you fucking stop? Like, stop it. Stop doing this. Do you want me to kill myself? Do you, like, you're part of the reason I wanted to kill myself. And then she'd be like, oh, don't threaten me. It's like, that's not a threat. It's a reality that you can't seem to get. And she doesn't see what she's doing. She doesn't. And without money, I can't move out and live somewhere else and not have that shit in my life. So it's like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know. This is very... My brain is kind of like chaotic. My thoughts just go all over the place. I don't have ADHD or whatever, but of course, with depression, your mind kind of Your mind kind of goes out of whack. You can't think straight. Your thoughts kind of, like when you try to speak your thoughts, they don't make sense, and I'm trying to make sense. I wish I had one person to connect with. One person. And it sucks knowing I had that and it's gone. And I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna have that again. Like, I don't make efforts to, like, be friends with people or whatever, because I don't want new friends. I don't want more friends. I just want one person. Just one. One that's my own. Because you know how, like, you're friends with somebody, but it's like they're somebody else's friend? Well, I want somebody who's my friend. Like, that I don't feel like I'm competing with or, like, I'm the last resort or whatever. I want to be, like, their priority. And people just don't seem to make me a priority. And it's like, I've gotten to the point where I don't care anymore. Like, it doesn't bother me that people just kind of disappeared, because it's like, fuck them. I don't need them. Like, I don't need them. I don't necessarily need anybody, but it's like, you want just one person. One genuine, good person. And I don't have that. And I'll probably never have that again, like I already said. I don't have any plans of committing suicide as of right now, but every day I don't want to be alive. Like, every day I wake up, I'm like, why am I still here? Why am I not gone? I should have been gone a long time ago. Like, why do I have to go through this? Why can't I be brave enough to kill myself? Because, like, people will say, oh, that's a cowardly act, blah, blah, blah. It's like, killing yourself is the bravest thing you could ever do. Because you're fighting every natural instinct to stay alive. Like, best way I can describe it is your brain wants to die, but your heart wants to live. And you get that, like, feeling in your chest, like the thumping, and you're, like, overwhelmed because you're like, I'm alive. And I don't want to be. I want it to stop. But, like, you're just conflicted. And just... it's hard. It's really hard. So if you're suicidal and people are like, oh, that's a coward's way out, fuck them. Fuck those people. Because they don't understand. They probably will never understand. And if someone's constantly telling you that, then fuck them. Leave them. Get rid of them. whatever. I don't care if they're like your closest friend or whatever. If they don't understand, it's hard on you. And you don't need, if you're like me, you don't need that. You don't need things that make your life more complicated. I mean, yeah, you may be alone, but it's better than feeling lonely with people, because that's how I feel. I feel very lonely. I like spending time by myself. That's basically all I ever do. I'm home, alone, by myself. And I don't really like going out and hanging out with a bunch of people because that's no fun. And they don't say it, but they're basically thinking it like, oh, you're no fun, you don't want to do anything, you're not happy, you don't smile. It's like, what do you want me to do? I can't reach your expectations. So just get it through your fucking head. But yeah, that's just my little depression rant. Maybe somebody will watch this. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, people don't really pay attention to me on the internet. I have a few other social media accounts. But yeah, I'm just invisible on the internet. I'm fine with that, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will be able to relate to this video. This chaotic, my brain doesn't know how to do. Doesn't know how to do. I can't think of any words, but yeah, so I guess that's it. Fuck everything.